Hey folks, hope you're having a good day today. I am broadcasting on YouTube and Periscope as well. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth as far as where I'm looking here. Hey Knight, how you doing? I'm broadcasting on YouTube as well as Periscope right now. So Snapchat, I wanted to talk a little bit today about Snapchat. Just in case you are watching for the first time, I've given myself a challenge to broadcast on YouTube every day until the end of the year. And I think I'm 3 or 4 days into that. I'm going to try to get on Periscope as well if I can. Snapchat. Okay, Snapchat is the topic today, and it has been amazing for my business and for me to make connections with people and build relationships with people and find people, actually. And that's not all Snapchat, though, to be quite honest. It's also another app called Ghost Codes. Ghost Codes, when it came out, helped me explode my Snapchat channel into what it is today. When I had a channel before Ghost Codes, I probably had, I don't know, a couple hundred people that were following my account. And maybe on a good day, I might have 15 or 20 people watch each and every one of my stories. Today, I have several thousand, probably 5,000 or 6,000 people who are following my Snapchat account. Now, I can't boast and say I've got 900, 1,000 people watching every snap I do. No. Generally, it's between 100 and 300 views or people, individual people per snap. And some days it's even lower. I mean, and even some weeks it's lower. But it's been amazing. And I'll tell you why it's been amazing. One, I've met a lot of good people on Snapchat. And I've even met one person offline that I met on Snapchat. And Knight, you know who I'm talking about, Reezy, when he was down here in Irvine for his daughter's softball practice. And for you YouTube people, just so you know, I have Periscope going and broadcasting just as well. So people are coming in and out of my Periscope, and I might speak to them directly at certain points in this video. You know, I got on Snapchat and I started talking to people. I started reaching out to people whose content that I liked and talking to them about their content. And they would comment back on my content. And, we kind of grew together. I mean, a lot of these people, when I started out, were starting out on Snapchat as well. And, it was good because, if you try to reach out to like Gary Vaynerchuk, who's on Snapchat and has thousands and thousands of, probably tens of thousands of followers on Snapchat, and he probably gets so many messages. I've actually messaged Gary Vaynerchuk on a number of occasions where he's invited messages, and he hasn't even read mine. The status never updates to show that he's read my Snapchat. So look, Gary's busy. I don't begrudge him of that. He doesn't have time to look at everybody's comments. In fact, he probably has people that are reading them for him. But the people that I got to know when I was starting out were also starting out or fairly new on Snapchat. And so they were available. They weren't so busy and they're not flying all over the world doing speeches every other day. So they were available and we grew together, and they're all snapping today. The relationships are good and they're valuable. One of the things that I did that really strengthened my relationships with a few of these people was I did a Snapchat takeover where I actually gave people who I had never met in person my Snapchat login credentials. And after, I've my whole life, I've lived during the entire internet being in existence. And I've always believed that you have to protect, with your life, your credentials. You don't share them with anybody, not even relatives, not even your spouse, no one. You don't give your login information to other people because you just don't want mistakes to happen, particularly with social media where somebody can like or say something that you don't want to have happen. So I gave, I think I gave 10 or 12 strangers, people who, and not really, I don't like to use the word stranger necessarily, even though that's accurate in a lot of ways. They weren't strangers in the sense that I had gotten to know these people, but they were strangers to me that I had never met them in person. They weren't good personal friends of mine that I had a chance to really build a relationship. In fact, when I did this takeover, it was 100 days after I started Snapchat. So roughly, 3 months and a week. after I had done Snapchat, and I had met all these people during that time. So I knew these people. None of them I knew more than 3 months. Okay, on Snapchat, and but I trusted them. I had a good feeling. And you know what? They went and did my Snapchat, and they talked. I told them, I said, talk about your business. Talk about what you're doing on Snapchat. What makes you tick? What really gets you going? What does your crowd like about what you're offering on Snapchat? You know, a little bit about your background. And I gave these people, each of them, a half hour. I scheduled them throughout the day. They all had a half hour to do whatever they wanted on Snapchat. Okay. And you got to be picky about who you're picking, because you don't want somebody to go on there and they do a sex scene with their girlfriend on Snapchat, or they blow pot smoke into the picture for a half hour, or they steal your account and you don't get it back. Or so none of these people did any of that. I mean, they were awesome. All my people, 10 or 11, whatever it was, they were all absolutely awesome. It was amazing what it did for my relationships with these people. I really got to know them. They really opened up on my channel and had fun. And you know what they even did? They even promoted my channel. They talked about what they liked about my channel and about what I was doing on my channel, which is still going on today, where I give Snapchat tips. I teach people how to use Snapchat with a new tip every single day. So if you want to follow me, it's Divorce Workforce. There's no "the" in the middle. So Divorce Workforce without an E on the end. There wasn't enough space for the E on the end with the amount of characters that Snapchat allows you to create a screen name. But I have taught people now, thanks for all the love. I can't hardly see it because I got 2 iPads going and it's kind of covering the love. So if you've been giving it to me for a while, thank you. I've been doing the tips for so long that I'm up to tip number, I think I'm up at tip number 243. I just did it a little half hour ago. Tip number 243. I'm working on a publication. I don't know if it's going to be an ebook or a paper book or both, or what it's going to be. Maybe it's a series of videos. I don't know if it's going to be free or I charge, but I'm going to have some sort of product where I share all of the wisdom that I have gained on Snapchat with you. Okay. So that you, particularly marketers, business people, people who are wanting to build a community, people who are wanting to build their relationships, and to promote their business or their brand or their book or their podcast or whatever it is you're promoting, what I've been doing on Snapchat will work for you. And with the caveat that you've used Ghost Code's app as well. The Ghost Code app is huge for building a potential audience. And I'll tell you why. There's a little feature on Ghost Codes called Kudos. It's a little heart. And if you touch it, it fills in from purple or from white to purple. And I'm on Ghost Codes, and there's probably only 2 or 3 people or entities on Ghost Codes that, excuse me, my camera just flipped on Periscope. There's only maybe 2 or 3 people or entities on Ghost Codes that have more kudos than I do. Every account that shows up on Ghost Codes, I give them a kudos. It's kind of like saying hello, welcome, you know, and a lot of them give me kudos back, which is probably why I'm 3rd or 4th in line for the most kudos on Ghost Codes. I have almost 13,000 kudos on Ghost Codes. You know, most people, you know, are under 5,000 probably. Because I welcome people on Ghost Codes. I want them to know that I'm their friend, you know, and I'm there. And by giving them the kudos, yeah, I'll say goodbye to that person. By giving them the kudos, they have a strong chance that they're going to download my Snap code and check out my channel. So it's a win-win. They get a kudos, so it kind of props them up a little bit. You know, it's kind of like reaching out and saying hello, and they might download my Snap code. And check out my channel. So it's great. But, you know, Snapchat is amazing for building relationships. You've got to talk to people and you've got to broadcast regularly. You need to give people something of value, you know, give them a reason to come back and see you, and it will do great for you. Okay. So that's really all I have to say on Snapchat today. I mean, I could talk about Snapchat for hours and everything that it's done for me in my business and how it's changed my perception of what I want to do with my business, and how it's changed my ability to do what I want to do with my business and reach out to other people and attract new people and make friends with these people and possibly meet these people and just get information out there quick and timely, really quick, and just boom. You know, if I see something, if I'm stuck in traffic and I want to share that with my friends that I'm stuck in traffic and it sucks and it's a Saturday morning at 7 and I'm on my way to San Diego and I'm spending 4 hours in the car. Okay. Most people on the planet at 7 in the morning would never have to spend 4 hours in the car. Guess what? Going from Orange County to San Diego, sometimes it's Saturday morning at 7 in the morning. Yes, that's the case. In fact, it happens a lot. So, you know, this is information that people like to have. They like to know these things about you and where you live, or maybe what you do or what you're doing that day. You know, most of the time I go to San Diego, it's for a soccer tournament that one of my kids is in. So, you know, it's letting them into a part of my life that they would not have access to if I didn't use Snapchat. Could I Periscope it? Sure. But Periscope is, you know, I think it's a little more involved. Snapchat is a few quick snaps and you're done. Boom. You're in, you're out, boom. And people love that kind of content. So you really can build your audience fast on Snapchat. The one trick is getting them to go other places. That's a tough thing to do. I've done it. It's not easy. And I'm always trying to do it, but it is a difficult thing to do. And we'll talk about that another day. Listen, that's going to be it for today. For those who showed up on Periscope or who watch it in replay, thank you for joining me. YouTube people, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be YouTubing through the end of the year every single day with something valuable, something positive and encouraging about something that I'm doing or using that you can use in your business, that you can use to promote you, your business, your brand, your personality, whatever it is you want to do. That's what I'm into. Podcasting, video, blogging, all that. It's all I do all day long. I can't stop thinking about it. I love doing it. And I've kind of got the fever. All year long, I've played with this. I've played with live video, and I've played with the idea of podcasting. And I just haven't gotten my butt in gear and done it the way it needs to be done. I am right now really ramping up everything. YouTube, the next 60 days or whatever it is. And you know what? I might even continue on after that, depending on the response I get. More Periscope, more Facebook, more of everything. So check it out, divorcetheworkforce.com. Like, subscribe on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, whatever, on any of the channels that you find me on. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, stay productive, my friends. I'm tuning out right now. YouTube first.